All right, what is going on, guys? So we're going to go ahead and start with the gas cap. Just a little simple project. I'm going to be doing the rest of the panel over the course of the weekend. So I will be filming that as well. So right onto it. Pretty sure I do have enough. Yes, I do have enough. Barely have enough. All right, so I'll go ahead and merge it like that. And then cut it right here. Yeah, right here. Yeah, that should be enough. So I got some right here, a little bit on the edge. Ends right here. There we go, beautiful. I couldn't tell how close I was to the actual car. So, alright, so I don't think I need that anymore. Surface is already prepped. I washed it last night. Been kept in the garage. I'll go ahead and do another spray of alcohol real quick. So, give it a little bit of a spritz just to clean it on the outside and on the inside, because we're going to be wrapping it on the inside as well. And I did not clean the inside, just on the edges. You don't need to do the whole thing. So. Got some paper towel because I don't have the mechanic stuff. Clean it real quick. Get all on the edges. All right, enough with that. We got that set up. So we're gonna go ahead and, so this is Vivid Vinyl Gold Metallic Pearl Matte, I think is what it's called. Go ahead and peel this off on the edge. Line it up one more time. It shouldn't be too hard. I'm just going to plop it on. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and plop it on just like that. What glassing means is that you want to make it smooth like glass, so it's pretty dang close. It's kind of hard on this side because it's very short. So you want to start from the curve right here, because on the cap there's there's an edge all the way right here. So you want to start at the edge and go out, and then the edge and go in. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my squeegee with the felt tip and just go ahead and put some pressure on it. It's okay if there's some bubbles, so you're just gonna squeegee those out. And these, there's some little dots right here, but that's from just the paint. The paint's really bad on this car, which is also why I'm wrapping it. So that looks good. So we'll go ahead and start from up here. Just squeegee it all the way up. That's so easy. This is probably like one of the easiest things to wrap. Boom, it's just flat. The real problem is going to be wrapping it around. So I'm going to have to get my heat gun. I mean, it looks good. I like the way it looks. The color matches the red. I'm going to change it to purple, so it's gonna look good when it's purple too. All right, so I got my heat gun. $10 or $20 for Harbor Freight. 10 if it's on. You can catch it on some sales. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead put it on the lowest setting, enough to get it wrapped up in the fridge. Heat it up just a little bit. Don't pull it. Once you get it heated up enough, you can go ahead and start tugging it. Watch your feet too. Oh yeah. Just like that. This is going to take a little bit of time because I got to be very careful and everything. So we'll go ahead and heat up the next section. That. Pull it, bring it down. Pull it, bring it down. Boom. Just like that. Now it's starting to look a lot better. So we're just going to keep on doing that until we get all the way around. See that right there? It's already nice and except for right here, but there's a curve right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing that until I'm done, and then we'll go on to the next steps. Alright, so once we're all done with that, we're going to go ahead and cut all of this excess part. because we already have it wrapped around the corner. So when you close it, like it, wow, okay, yeah, it looks great. Yeah, we'll go ahead and start cutting around it, and then we will go from there. Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. So here is the current progress of the door that we ended up wrapping. I finished up right off camera. It got really dark and my battery was about to die, so I just went ahead and finished it up. It's been holding up pretty nicely. I did have it on here for about a week already, and it's still doing pretty good. Like all the corners are fine throughout. It hasn't come off yet, so I think we did it. Did a pretty good job. I did have some air bubbles right over here on the door and on where that crease is, and also on the bottom part right here. But all I did was I ended up just putting a little hole, and then using a squeegee, or actually I just used my fingers to press it down, and I ended up using the heat gun to reset it and make sure that it stuck on there, and had it like that for about 3-4 days in the Texas sun. It's been 98, 97 for literally the past, ever since I did this the first time. So it's held up pretty good. So with that being said, we are going to, instead of doing that rear quarter panel, we're going to do this quarter panel right here. I decided this one would be better because I would be able to use less wrap based on how I cut it. And since this panel is larger than the other side, there's going to be less waste with the wrap. And I did go ahead and I went ahead and took off the gas cap. There's basically just two screws right here, right there, and right there. I did use a small ratchet, so I was able to just get it in there and take it out with no issue. I'll go ahead and show you what I ended up using. So I ended up using this Ryobi kit right here. It's a little $16, if I can get it open, $16 ratchet kit with a bunch of sockets, and the actual wrench is pretty small, so I was able to get it in there with no issue at all. And I used a 10 mil socket. If we can focus, there we go. Yeah, 10 mil socket. So I got it from Home Depot. I believe it was 16, and it came with, you know, a good chunk. But we're gonna go ahead and get started with wrapping this part. So I'm just gonna take you through real quick. I already prepped this. What I basically did is I ended up just using dish soap just to kind of clean up all the grime and everything. And I used this dish soap instead of car wash because I have wax on here, and I wanted to make sure that I get all that wax off so it doesn't mess with the wrap or anything. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm going to set up the camera on a tripod, and we will be right back. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this outside where there's a bit more of a breeze. I'm gonna go ahead and move it inside once the sun starts going down, and just start using a light. So we're gonna go ahead and unwrap all of this, unroll it. I already have a huge chunk that I cut off already, so this is gonna be hard to do by myself. Make sure you get yourself a friend to help you out, or an extra pair of hands, because it will come in handy, especially when doing large panels like this. It's okay if you crease it. You can always get the creases out, but just try not to crease it, because I don't have an extension cord that can reach all the way out here for my heat gun. So go ahead and start lining it up. I can move it out a little bit more right there. I need magnets too. probably wouldn't be a bad idea to cut where the wheel is, make it easier. But who says I like to make things easy on myself? So this is where, yeah, I'm just gonna cut that because it's gonna be a pain in the butt. Alright, so I've had back issues the past couple of weeks, so I'm gonna use a chair so I don't mess it up anymore. Because my lady said she's not gonna heal me if I mess it up and choose to do this. I mean, to be fair, I did tell her to not let me do any manual labor until I completely heal, which I was able to do that door with my back hurting and it didn't really affect it too much. So just want to feel. Here's the panel, here's the wheel well, it goes down. Oh, this is the side skirt right here, so I'm going to cut probably all of this down and then this way. So my tire's right here. I feel the tire in the wheel. There we go. Take your squeegee, remember 45 degrees. Just like that. There's a little bit of air bubbles in there, so you want to, since there's a bit of a crease right here where it goes down, make sure when you do it that you get these air bubbles out. So don't leave any air in there because it's going to be a pain to get out. And I do have the protectant on top of it also, so I should probably remove that. Before I do, it's okay. There's a bit of a crease, but it's not noticeable. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. Yeah, right here, just like that. And now I got it positioned again. So this is gonna be hard to lay down underneath because of the rear spoiler. Kind of goes out, so. There's a crease right here where the trunk goes, so I'm going to do it inside of that. Same thing, about an inch. So just cut it right here. Make sure not to drag it on your rear spoiler. Take it off up to here. Then just squeegee it upwards. Make sure not to get any creases because it's kind of weird the way that the vinyl is, because it's just kind of sagging on. Oh fuck, that's the wrong one. It's kind of just sagging on its own weight. So right here is where we need to be careful too. So you can see the door, the rear windows right here. And squeegee it down. So be careful with that part. Squeegee. This part might be a bit tricky because there's an indentation right here. So go ahead and do it slowly. So right here, there's a curve. So what you do is that you don't lay it on there at once. You just kind of slowly squeegee it this way, just like that. Make sure you get it wrapped around first before you start pushing it over. So then whenever you get it like that, then you can kind of just do this part right here, just slowly. Make sure you pull it back if you need to. I mean, this probably isn't the best way, but this is the easiest for me to go. So it looks like right here it just goes down like that, so it follows. So I know that right here is where the panel ends. So I want to cut, remember what I said, a ½ inch, a quarter to an inch, a ½ inch to an inch really is what you need to do. That just to give you, make sure you have enough room. So maybe about right here all the way, and then I can just cut it like that. So, and then it just kind of continues upward. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this. Be very careful because your hand might slip and you might accidentally cut off more than what you wanted to. I've made that mistake more than once, unfortunately. You want to be careful not to scratch your your tail light unless you don't really care. There we go. Cut that off. Now it's easier. Put this right here. This is gonna be the collection. I'm gonna use that for scraps, just for testing out the knifeless tape. See if I can do seams or something. So now what you do, since there's less tension here now, you can just go ahead. And now you're building up more tension again, because this is where, right here, where that rear spoiler is. That a little bit at a time, because I don't want to make any mistakes. And then we'll see if we can probably cut off just a little bit more. Like I said, I like to make things difficult on myself for some reason. Just go ahead and open it. Simple as that. And then you can just go, oh, wrong side. Make sure you use the felt side. Go ahead and re-squeegee it. It's not too much of an issue. And now, oh, look at that. Now I can get all in there. So you see, like there's right here, there's a little protective layer. Go ahead, peel this off. Not all the way. I probably should do it all the way, but sometimes you have to put multiple relief cuts real close to each other just to kind of create more of a curve. There is barely enough right here to where I can tuck it in, so see that right there? There's enough to where I can just bloop, put it over. So at least we got it started. Yeah, all of that's gonna have to be heat gun, but at least I got the curve. And then I think I'm good for now. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and cut it and then just do some more until it gets really, really dark. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up out here because I'm losing light real quickly, and then we'll go ahead and start back again tomorrow. All right, so now we're back in the garage. Obviously it's the next day. As you can see, there's a lot of light out here. I ended up finishing up the rear over here, the rear panel, which I'll go ahead and show you in a little bit. I have my door open right now, and I'm going to finish off the A-pillar right here. Didn't really do anything that interesting last night. All I really did was I just continued the same process, picking up underneath, pulling it, and then squeegeeing all until I got all the creases out, all the fingers, all the air bubbles. And then I made a couple of cuts just to kind of make it easier to handle the vinyl. just cutting out where the wheelbase is and putting a slit where the rear window is right over here. And then I got the skirt, which I'll show you how I did this skirt without taking it off. But before I do that, we're going to go ahead and complete this part, and then we can move right down there and then finish off with pulling it on the inside up here and on where the door goes, and also under the door. So we're going to go ahead, and you see all these fingers? These are called fingers. I don't know if I mentioned that before already, but these little things right here, they're called fingers. So you don't want to squeegee those. What you want to do is you want to very carefully kind of lift it up. There's a few creases in here, so I got my heat gun, I got my squeegee, I got my fan, you can probably hear, and also I got my Coke Zero because it's hot out here. Well, it's not bad actually, but the sun's, it's barely, I think 9, yeah, it's almost 11 o'clock actually. I'm surprised. It's not too bad for almost noon. Anyway, enough dilly-dallying and talking nonsense. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and lift this up just a little bit. I got it on the low setting. A little bit of heat just to take away the creases, and then just use both of your thumbs to pull over and then squeegee it down. The reason why it does this is because right here it's curved, and as you remember before me trying to measure it out, I had to get it from going straight across to going straight and then curving. So that was a bit of a challenge, but thankfully I got it done. It wasn't too terrible. So there's another crease right here. I don't really care about the crease right here where the door goes. I just want this to be done. It's my first time. It's not like I'm getting paid for it or anything. So go ahead and heat up a little bit. So I'm not really too concerned about imperfections, you know. At this point, it's all a learning experience. You'll go ahead and use your squeegee, crease it up, or don't crease it up, pull it down, and then you can use your thumb to just grab the inside of where that door is. Just go ahead and push it in very carefully with your thumb. You don't really need a squeegee because you don't want to make any more creases. So boom, just like that, just enough to get started and so it doesn't lift up. Same thing, it's all repetitive. Grab it, a little bit of heat, both your thumbs, pull it down, thumb, and then push it under. Some of these you don't have to pull, like you can probably, it'll take more time. You can probably just use your squeegee and carefully, you know, just do the tip first and then start doing the two edges, and you can slowly take that large finger out. But you gotta be careful though, because sometimes there becomes too much material here and then you'll make a crease. So there's obviously too much material right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and lift it up just a little bit. Apply a little bit of heat, use both your thumbs, just give it a little tug. You don't wanna overstretch it. Or if you overstretch it, one thing that I learned is overstretching and overheating ruins the adhesive. So only stretch if you have to. That's why I don't like using, the heat gun on flat panels like the doors. Look, the door over here, because then it'll lead to overstretching, and I have no reason to use a heat gun for that unless I mess up, which I had to do that where the gas cap is. Right here, there's no avoiding it. Be careful with your fingers too, with your fingers and your thumbs with the heat gun, because it gets hot and it hurts. It gets hot real quick. This ain't your sister or girlfriend's blow dryer. This is a man dryer. Go ahead and just remember, get it in there. Use your thumb to kind of tuck it in. Try not to leave any creases or wrinkles. Just keep continuously try to pull it and then tug. Pull it and then tug with your thumb and wrap around. All right, so right here I'm gonna try to pull it. There we go. Boom. You don't even have to heat it right there. Just pull it a little bit. It's still a little warm, a little stretchy. And also these little these relief cuts also do help out preventing bigger creases. So there you go, just like that. Stretched out just a little bit because there's a little too much excess. Boom, just like that. Wrap it, tuck it, use your thumbs. That's what God gave you them for. So you could tuck wrap underneath your pillar. I believe it's called an A-pillar. And if you're wondering if I wrapped the roof myself, no, I did not. I bought it like that. I thought it was stock, but apparently stock is a red roof. So kind of glad it was already wrapped. It's less work for me to do. less material. So once you get down, once you're done with the curve, it's a lot easier. You can see right here, it's straight. Make sure you get all those creases out. You want to make sure that you try and get it as deep in there, because you will have to make a cut. And since it's purple on red, I don't want anything to show. Although I shouldn't have to make it too deep, because there's a weather strip on here, so I think it'll be fine. There you go. So you go ahead and you can use your squeegee on these easy parts right here, just like that. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up over here, because it's all wrinkled like your granny. Boom, just like that. Get your squeegee and get these air bubbles out. Remember, 45-degree angle. You don't want to do it full on, because then you'll make a crease. Give it some good pressure, and then boom. Go ahead and do the same thing for this side. Just go ahead and do the same thing. I got most of this done already, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start tucking it in. So what I went ahead and did is that I made a couple of cuts right here, because it was starting to become a little tight. So I made a couple of relief cuts here, and then another one right here, just so that there's less tension and I can wrap it around here easily. And I'm going to make another relief cut right here where this point is. So right now the A pillar goes this way, and then this part goes this way, and then it comes this way, and then this way into a point. So there's like 4 corners right here. So right on the tip of this one, I'm going to do just a little relief cut, leave a little bit of space so you can tuck it in, just like that. And then you want to get a tool like this, that way you can tuck it in. So I can use either this side or this side to get it tucked in. So we're going to go ahead and use that to start tucking it in very carefully, very slowly. You don't want to crease it. You can still make some creases. So you just want to switch sides. I like using the flat side, honestly, a little bit more for more coverage. It's also not as pointed, this one, so there's less chances of me making any creases or messing anything up. So you're just going to go ahead and carefully put a little bit of pressure at a time, just to wiggle it left and right, just like that, just so that you can slowly try to get it in there. See, just like that, wiggle it, and then just press in, wiggle, press in. And there you go. And you can already see that it's starting to, see right here how it's lifting up right here. So now I have it in. So whenever I go to cut it right here, it'll be fine, because I'm not going to have any gaps or anything, because there's already some tucked in. So you're going to go ahead and tuck this part in too, and then tuck this in. I'm going to make another cut right here too. I'm probably going to cut this whole thing off and then just cut that. Push it in there like that. Push this one down a bit more. I don't really need all of this, so I can probably just cut it. Remember what I said. And grab your blade. All that's cut now. I can make racing stripes or whatever the hell I want to do with these scrap pieces. I don't know, art. Maybe I'll make modern art with this. Your car is your canvas now, so you can do whatever you want. I think this should be good. Go ahead and tuck it in right there in the corner a little bit more. So what I'm going to do now is take your blade, and then we're going to cut all of this excess off. Or we just cut it right here. Cut it a little slit right there. Yeah, I'm just going to do a close cut and then tuck it in more. Just be careful not to nick your car, unless you don't care about that. And definitely be careful not to nick your newly applied vinyl. That would be bad. I can probably push that in. I'm gonna try to push it in. Oh yeah, I can definitely push it in. Look at that. Just like that. Boom. And now there's no seam. There we go. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start with this side now. So there's a guide right here. Well, I'm gonna tuck it first, before you cut, make sure you tuck. I'm gonna go ahead and make a cut just a little bit bigger than what I need. Just be very slow, be very careful, don't rush, because you don't want to make any errors. I've already kind of made a bit of an error, but it's not noticeable. Go ahead and lift this up. Be careful not to just rip it off, because I've done that before, thinking that I made a cut all the way through. But in reality, I didn't. I didn't push down hard enough, so I have all of this in off of this side, and I'm gonna work on the outside. Basically just the same thing. You know, make sure that you're all tucked in perfectly on this corner, on the point. There we go. Well, let's go ahead and squeegee it in like that. Lift it up and then squeegee it again. It's just repetitive at this point, so I'll go ahead and cut ahead. Yeah, so I made a little relief cut right here because there's a bit more of, there's still a little tension because it goes up and then backward. So, and also it's starting to pull back a little bit, so I'm gonna pull that up and then out. Go ahead and tuck it in, and then tuck it in on the corner. You really want to make sure that it grabs this corner, because then you don't want it to peel. But that's also why you post heat too. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up. Really make sure that you get it all deep in there. Make sure that it sticks. There we go. I think that should be fine. There's still there's a little bit of a gap right here in between where the weather strip and then this part is, so this is going to be a little difficult to get in. I'll probably just start cutting it little by little. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my blade and then cut this off right here, and then cut that right there, just little by little. You don't have to rush. Put another relief cut right here, just to release some tension. And you can start getting your tool and then pushing it down. There we go. I wonder if I can, I'm gonna see if I can pull this weather strip up. That way I can tuck it inside. So we're gonna go ahead and start making our cuts. Go very slow, make sure you angle it up a little bit and try not to cut too much. There we go. Got that part. I mean, it might be easier to tuck it now. Yeah, I guess all I had to do was just cut it. I did cut it just a little bit too much right there, but it's okay. Nobody's ever gonna see that. But I'll know, and you'll know. Alright, so now that I got this pillar done right here, it's all tucked in between the weather seal and on the bottom part. We're gonna go ahead and start working on the top part right here. So basically it's just the same concept, honestly. So you need to grab your X-Acto knife, your tuck tools, make sure you have everything you need. Fan if it's hot. So we'll go ahead and lift this up a bit. Oh, it's got stuck on there. We'll just tuck it in. Man, the parts with the weather seal is gonna be a pain. Go ahead and cut it pretty close. Oh, looks like I already cut it too close. Just a little bit. Yeah, it gets exponentially harder the longer it is. That's one thing I am noticing with trying to tuck it in here. It's not the best job, but it'll do. You can go ahead and continue to tuck it in. Actually, this one isn't too bad up here. Up here isn't too terrible. At least I don't think. I don't know. It's too early to tell. So go. Go ahead and put another relief cut right here. Alright, boom. Go ahead and cut that off. Tuck it in a bit more. Wiggle it in. Be careful. You don't want to scratch up or put any marks on your new wrap. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and start by cutting this part. There you go, it's not perfect, but I'm going to go ahead and continue doing this part, just inlaying it in. Laying it in, applying it. So now that we are at the end stage, everything else is wrapped. The only thing left to do is the gas tank. So I have it covered up already. What you want to do, you're going to go ahead and take your heat gun, just go ahead and heat around it, and then you're going to just start pinching it inward. So just go like that, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, all the way around. And then if you have to make some more relief cuts, you can. I probably will, because you can see already that it's starting to come up off of this side. So I'm gonna make this a little bigger, make that a little bigger, make that a little bigger, and then we'll go ahead and heat it up again. It doesn't have to be perfect. It only has to be perfect from the outside, because that's where you're going to be seeing it from. So yeah, I'll go ahead and update you again once I'm done. What is going back, everybody? So I want to go ahead and give you a little bit of update. Apologize for the very terrible audio. I'm using my earbuds right now. I still need to get an actual audio system to hook up to the phone. I'm using my iPhone right now, but I want to go ahead and give you a quick little update on what's going on with the end wrap. So what we have so far, the whole door, the door, the rear quarter panel, off camera. I ended up debadging the trunk, and I rewrapped the spoiler because the spoiler color was off. It was a different shade than this one, and you could tell. Like it was close, but you can tell that it was off. So I ended up just wrapping this entire thing, and the same exact color though, vivid vinyl metallic gold. So as you can see right here, no badge, no emblem. I'm gonna go ahead and put the emblem back. I just need to get the right kind of. I ran out of the double-sided 3M tape. And then right here, so of course we have the door, passenger door wrapped, passenger door, uh, passenger rear door, and the passenger door wrapped, and I also did the handles. I'm gonna redo the handles. I'm actually gonna paint them because the metallic paint or the metallic wrap is very hard to work with. So every time I did this 3 times. I did this side and I did the other side, and even with the mirror, well, this one actually looks fine, but the other side it has kind of a similar crease right here. Um, I just figured that this specific wrap is really hard to work with, so I'm gonna go ahead and strip that and then actually paint it what is it, sunburst gold, which I have right here. So as you can see right here, I did paint it. It looks a hell of a lot better. The only exception is there was a little bit of paint missing towards the back on this side because I didn't cover it up. So I ended up having to get a color match of it. It's actually not that bad. It's pretty damn close to the actual color, except there's a bit more of a sheen to it. I just got paint from the hobby store, the kind of paint that you would use for model cars and planes and whatnot. So um, it was pretty close. The thing that's throwing it off is the reflectivity of it. I did also got my Instagram die cutted that at work, and also have it right here too. So yeah, that's just a quick update on what's going on. I still need to do the rear panel, that purple color, and then the front part, oh, and of course the rear quarter panel too. But then the front 2 fenders, the hood, and the bumper is going to be this black or this purple, cosmic purple color, same brand. It's going to kind of bleed all the way into the hood, and it's going to kind of blend into the doors right here. So I haven't exactly decided on how I'm going to do that. I have a couple of designs mocked up already. Kind of want to do some I guess like stripes or something to kind of layer them on top, and then put gold right underneath. Um, so yeah, that's about it. I am actually no, there's one more thing. I am waiting on the Whoosh Motorsport cold air intake. So whenever that comes in on Thursday, I'm gonna go ahead and film probably not a how-to, just like an installation, something real quick. There's tons of videos out there for people installing intakes for everything. It's a pretty common mod. So what I'll end up doing is I'll probably just have like a time lapse or something and some good sound clips of it. So yeah, so just go ahead and we'll install that once it comes in and see how it sounds. But anyway, take care.